Welcome back to MS Tech. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at one of Razer's more affordable gaming mice. Now, I picked this up on Amazon for only $30, and yes, it is a couple years old, but I was really curious to see if it still stands up today in 2020. So with that, today we have the Razer DeathAdder Essential Gaming Mouse. Now, the one that I have is obviously in Mercury White, but you have the option to get the classic black one as well. Now let's take a look and see if this is a mouse you should pick up for yourself. Now, the unboxing for this mouse wasn't anything special, which is a bit of a letdown considering that usually Razer products have a pretty premium unboxing. In this one, all you get is the mouse itself, a manual, and your classic Razer sticker. Now, my first impressions of this mouse was honestly pretty similar. I've tried the DeathAdder V2 and I've also tried the DeathAdder Elite, and visual-wise, they all look the same. But one thing that obviously stood out from this one is the Mercury White, which was something I really liked. I was more so expecting a glossy finish, but I was happy to see that it was a matte white finish. Now, design-wise, when it comes to DeathAdders, that's where it pretty much stands out. It's mainly built for its ergonomic design, but I will say that with DeathAdders, they are mainly made for people with bigger hands. And so if you're someone who has more of a small hand, I don't know. But aside from that, you get a nice white braided cable. You've got 5 buttons in total on this mouse. You have a side grip on either side as well. Aside from that, design-wise, the DeathAdder pretty much looks like a DeathAdder. It's almost as if you see a Lamborghini out on the streets. It's easily recognizable that it is a Lamborghini. This is easily recognizable that it is a DeathAdder. Now, comparing it to what I would call a fake DeathAdder, they pretty much look identical. Shape-wise, it's almost the same thing. The only difference is one is a lot cheaper than the other. Now, when it comes to the weight of the mouse, it is pretty hefty. It comes in at 94 grams, which is not the best when you want fast-paced movements, but it's the DeathAdder. What can you expect? Now, when it comes to the buttons on this mouse, like mentioned before, there's only 5. And here's a quick sound test of each individual button. Now, when it came to my experiences using this mouse, it's honestly been really good. I can't really complain for $30. The ergonomics of this mouse is probably my favorite part. It almost feels as if the design and body of the mouse was meant for your hand, and it just naturally feels as if it's meant to be there. When it came to the buttons, I really liked them. They were really responsive and did not feel cheap whatsoever. The build overall itself is very premium considering it's all made out of plastic as well. The one downside though that I will say that this mouse has is that the wire is a bit stiff and does have a bit of drag to it. Now, that's something that you can completely avoid if you want to upgrade up to the V2, which has a much better cable. But if that's not an issue, which it wasn't for me, then this mouse is perfectly fine. Another thing that I really liked about this mouse is the little LED on the back, how the Razer logo lights up. It was a nice touch. Personally, even if you aren't a gamer, I definitely think you should consider this mouse just even for casual use in your office, because it's really, really comfortable and it's just a nice feeling using it. For $30, you honestly can't go wrong, but if you want more of a mouse for the gaming aspect of it, that's where I would say you should upgrade to the Razer DeathAdder V2, which is definitely made for gaming. Has little tiny flares on the edge, as well as a much better cable. With that being said, if you stuck around till the end, a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated. And if you want to pick up one of these for yourself, the link to that is in the description below. This has been MS Tech, and as always, stay classy.